Sharp calls.
Yeah, and another week of, a couple guys telling us what we're doing wrong, and then a couple guys saying how they love our picks. So, to no one's surprise, well, I guess to some people's surprise, they love the Cowboys. Knew coming in this was going to be a professional play. Got a little scared off, right? I took the number at -2 and it shot all the way down to -1. I go, oh man, I might be misreading this one and making a huge mistake. But I think the information I've been getting is good. Got early word that they had injuries to their offensive line. Got early word that Justin Jefferson might be a little banged up. Again, still thinks he's going to play. That's a huge advantage, right? The number one receiver, I guess you could say number two receiver in football behind Tyreek Hill, he's a little banged up. That's a concern if you're a Vikings team going up against a Dallas team that, again, they have a good secondary, especially there with Diggs. So that's a game I feel like we're going to talk about. We like Dallas. The professionals like Dallas. The public, we already knew they're going to be all over Minnesota. They'll tease Minnesota. It's just one of those numbers they love, right? It's a gift the sportsbooks give people every week. They give you the +1.5 on certain games. It's like, yeah, let me take that up to 7.5 on a teaser. No brainer play. Usually is a trap. So for this week, I was definitely on that one early. It's nice to hear the professionals like it as well. A game that we didn't talk much about, but we both we both liked the side in it was the Pittsburgh-Cincy game. Heard from multiple professionals they really like Pittsburgh again this week. They like him as a dog in this position. They like him at home as a dog with Tomlin. I can't go against it. I understand where they're coming from, but to me, the Cincy just feels like a smart play where, this is a team that can move the ball up and down the field on most teams. Again, I get it. J.J. Watt's back. That offensive line has issues for Cincy, but I can't get there with them. And the fact the numbers come down so much, I mean, we can talk about it coming up on the show, but if that got to 3.5, 3, how do I not take Cincy there? So it's definitely interesting. The numbers come from 5.5 to 5. That's really smart professional money coming in on it. Again, another game we'll talk about today. Houston. We thought it when we talked about it, we thought it was gonna be a pros versus Joe's game. The ticket count's not as disparate as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be way more tickets on Washington. I thought the public bill over that one, but it's not as far off as you think. But the money is definitely slanted towards this Houston team, which, again, talked to a couple different guys that really liked Houston this week at 3, 3.5. I like it at 3.5. I don't know if I'd love it as much at 3. I still think it's a good number, but 3.5 feels like the smart number in that game. I could see it being a field goal game, right? I feel like that's what most of us project out with Houston. They'll have a lead. They just don't know how to protect these leads. So if they're up by 2, if the game's tied, you just assume Houston loses that one. So interesting.
58% of the, sorry to interrupt you, the 58% of the tickets are on the Commanders. To your point, 85% of the money on the Texans.
Yeah. And I honestly think that's from two groups. Like I know one group that came in really heavy. I don't even know. Not today, but like I would say 24 hours, 20 hours ago, I got a text about a group hitting that number heavy. Not all the books, right? But I just saw, as soon as I checked the action app, I saw a bunch of 3s across the board. So it was 3.5s all morning. And then I literally got this text. I looked and it was like all these 3s just shifted. So clearly there's people taking a heavy position. I liked it already. Like me and Chad both already bet it earlier in the week. I've continued to bet it at 3.5. Hopefully you're listening to this on Friday. You can still get the 3.5 because to me that's a key number in this kind of matchup. So the last one, again, I don't think we're going to talk about much because I don't want to take the Bears. Atlanta was -3 all week. The professionals have come in heavy on that again. It's a strength versus a weakness in the fact that Atlanta wants to run the ball and the Bears can't stop the run. I think, again, that's what these guys are going to be betting. Chad's going to talk about it, maybe that he likes it at 3.5 for the Bears. Hard to argue against that. I've seen all of Atlanta's games this year, right? It's a team I've really been on. They play close games, and that's a huge key number, 3.5. So I would prefer Atlanta -3. If you can't find it at your book and all you have is a 3.5, I don't hate it taking the Bears, but to me, I would just pass on the game. So it's just interesting. The professionals, they like that Atlanta team in a bounce back spot here. I think they're on an 0-3 straight ATS streak after starting 6-0. I think they think the values come back around on this Atlanta team.